Which kind of faith do you have? You have the kind of faith that brings the best to God? Or do you have the kind of faith that brings only what you have in front of you this morning? I used to sit right where you were. I used to sit right out there. Kind of way back there. As a matter of fact, I'd be probably sitting right next to you, Dustin. Have you scoot over and I'd be right there. So I can get out the door really quick. Just in case. And I'd offer a plate to come by. I'd reach in my pocket and I'd see what I had. Can't give that 10, can't give that 20. There's a couple of dollars. $2. That's it. That's the way I gave. Because you see, I only gave out of embarrassment because I hadn't thought about it in advance. I was a Canaanite, if you would. I just gave what I could see, and I only didn't worry about having faith that if I gave the best and the full 10%, that God would replace it sometimes 100-fold. I didn't have that kind of faith. I had kind of faith. Amen. This didn't start out to be a tithing sermon, by the way, folks, but why not? Since we're here, let's talk about it. Tithing. Over in Malachi, God says, why do you people steal from me? And they looked up and said, God, we don't steal from you. We're not thieves. He said, oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Because you don't give me the full tithe. You Canaanite. You who only give partials. You who only think about it because the offered plate came in front of you and you felt embarrassed because you didn't put something in it. Tithing. Tithing began, of course, with Abraham. When he had conquered a certain village, king, on the way back, he met Melchizedek, the high priest, whom some believe was Jesus, incarnate again in the Old Testament. And Abraham gave 1/10 of all the spoils and said, I give this to you in the name of the Lord. That's when we got our 10% giving thing. Of course, giving to the Lord didn't start there. It started back with Adam and Eve. They taught their sons to give. One listened and one halfway listened. You figure that out. And so today, as we continue in the faith that we believe in that doesn't necessarily come in contact with our 5 or 6 senses, that kind of faith that we know that if we bless God with the best that we have, with the first fruits, that He will multiply them. Multiply them to us. Is that why we give? No. We give because we love Him, and He said, you should. Oh, I know He said it in the Old Testament. You know Jesus spoke about the tithe, though? He said, oh, you hypocrites who bring in the tithe, but you don't give of yourself. Whoa. Wait a minute, Pastor. You just got past the pocketbook and you went into something else. Yes, I did. I got past the pocketbook and I'm giving faith now of my actions and your actions. Are you giving God the majority, the first part of the day, the 10% that He would love to have, where it's just you and Him? Or you just, maybe you listen to the Bible on the way to work. Or maybe, just maybe, you might say a prayer at each meal. Or maybe come to church on Sunday morning thinking that's enough. You know, if you figure out 10% of your day, that's 2 hours plus a day that you give to God in some form. Now, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you would track it. But I dare say that if we begin to track all of our times, then we don't do that. We don't give him 2 full hours a day. Some are afraid to give 2 full hours a week. And those who come on Christmas and Easter, they just give 2 hours a year. Maybe. I'm sorry. Yeah. Faith means that if I show up, God, you'll bless me. If I give you the best of what I have, and I give you at least 10% of my life every day in some way, whether it be spending quiet time with you or serving others. Remember, Jesus said, I did not come to be served, but to serve. Now go and do likewise. Serving others. If you'll just do that, I'll bless you. And you shall be fruitful and multiply. Now, please don't leave here saying, Pastor said if I give $100, I'll give 1,000 back. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying you will be blessed. It may not be a tangible blessing that you can see, but you'll be blessed. And it may be a tangible blessing that you can see. Because I've never seen a faithful servant of God who gave on a regular basis go hurting forever or searching for food forever. I've never seen them. They've always been able to find some way to meet their needs. You see, I really believe that tithing is not only your money, not only your time, but it's your talents. Your talent. And as we come upon this year, we're going to be asking some of you to serve because we recognize talent within you that you don't even see sometimes yourself. And so, that could be a way for you to give up your talents. Jamie asks people all the time, are you musically inclined? Can you sing? Can you play an instrument? She's more than willing to work with you guys. I know, I've asked, I've talked to her about it, and I know she wants to see the music department be better. But some of you are sitting on talents I don't even recognize. But if you get up off of it, I might find it. I know that's bad. Tootsie, you started this whole thing. I saw you grinning and it went downhill from there. I'm sorry. I hope. Oh. You got the thumbs up. By the way, for those of you that may not know, we are filming our morning services, and we are placing it on Facebook. And so, hello. We've had some positive comments from that, though, so I think we should continue. It's pasted on there, and it's also on YouTube under Harrow Nazarene Church, Harrow Church of the Nazarene. I forgot how it's listed. Under my name? Under your name?
It's under the pastor that makes mistakes.
Under the pastor who makes mistakes. That's where it ought to be, all right. That one who puts his foot in the mouth. Right, yeah.
You can't make a mistake. You can't make anything at all.
Please, please. Yeah, but still, hide your talents, okay? I don't care where you got to get at. Please don't hide them, okay? Get them out. Dust them off. Shine them up. And bring them an offering to the Lord. It may not be singing. It may not be music. It may be teaching. Well, it could be just working in the nursery. It could be helping the trustees make sure the building's locked up after every service. Because that pastor does not hang out and lock the doors. He tries to go with people and have a fellowship time. Okay? It may be mowing the lawn, because I have heard through the rumor mill that we may need a new mowing person this year. Betty's sure shaking her head, and so is Leroy. Maybe you can mow the yard. I even heard that one guy would even make sure there was a mower available. If you just let him know. 2 mowers. Even the 2 mowers would be available. So, 2 of you could cut the time in half it took to mow. Do I need to go on? We need help on Wednesday night cleaning up after the meals and getting them ready. We need help washing the front windshield. Front windows, because in the morning when we come and the sun shines on that window, you can see every bit of dirt. And the people who clean the building don't clean the windows out there. They only do the inside. And you know what? When the outside's so dirty, you don't know whether they cleaned the inside or not. I could go on and on and on. Okay, quick. Very quick. What's your talent? Make it available to God. Bring it to Him. Use it. Because you see, this word faith is an action word, just like love. If you have faith, you will go and do. Abraham was told to leave his people. Jacob wrestled with the angels. Joseph was sold into slavery, but he never lost his faith. And look where it led him to. You see, faith is more than just saying, yeah, I believe there's a God. Because even the devil believes that there's a God. He knows there's a God. But having faith that God will do what He said He will do, that's what these kind of faith is exemplified in Hebrews chapter 11. Faith that God will take whatever you give Him and return it to you in a blessing unfathomable. So I guess this morning, I want you to take a check on your faith. I've heard the old phrase, I want to do a checkup from your neck up. I want you to do a checkup for your whole body. Where's your heart? Where is your heart? Is it centered in God, or is it centered in people, or is it centered in things? Because you see, if it's the kind of faith that's centered in God, you can move mountains. Faith. Wow. Exercise your faith. Make it stronger. Make it better. Even if it means offering your life, if that's what God wants. You see, I know some Christians, not personally, that have lost their life in the last year because they would not denounce their faith in God. You saw it on public television and did not even flinch hardly, other than you said, oh, the people shouldn't be doing it. Folks, we are in a spiritual war. You can call it a jihad if you want to. Those people want you to lose faith in God. They want you to lose that peace that only comes from knowing God intimately. And I see proof that they are winning the war. More people are living in fear today than they ever did in the past. Yes, some of it's common sense. Lock your doors at night. Lock your car doors when you come to worship. Those are common sense things. But they've lost their faith that God will deliver them in a time of troubles. They've lost their faith that God, yes, may call you out of your comfort zone and ask you to do something that doesn't make sense. God's going to ask us. God's going to reveal to us as individuals, as board, as a church body, things that need to be done to make His house a house of honor, a house of respect, a house worthy of His presence. But He's also going to ask you to clean up your life, because your body is the temple in which the Holy Spirit wishes to abide. Have you taken that step of faith and asked God to deliver you first from the penalty of your sins, and secondly, that He would deliver you from selfishness, of withholding from God what He asks of you? It's only a question you can answer. I can't answer the question for you. I have to look in the mirror at Larry every morning. When was the last time you had a heart checkup? All by yourself, nobody around, and you got serious with God, and you got truthful with yourself. I challenge you to do that today. I challenge you to check your temperature. I want you to either be hot or cold. Because you are warm, you shall be spewed out of His mouth and will not make heaven. Yeah, I think this is the year to turn up the heat, boys and girls. I believe it's a time for us to get closer and closer and closer to God and be the kind of people that God has called us to do and be. My prayer for you is that you'll earnestly get in front of the mirror and get honest with yourself and truthful with God and be faithful. The kind of faith that Abel had when he brought the lamb to give to God. The kind of faith that Abraham had when he left his family. Will you spend some time with God today? All by yourself? And get honest. Get honest. God wants to do something. I don't know what. Maybe some of you need to come back up here and dedicate yourself again, just like we dedicated a baby. Why don't you come up here? Let's just take a few moments and let the Holy Spirit speak to us. And maybe we need to have that self-examination right here, right now. Let's just do that, would you?
church, he's